Greetings, preppers. We're here to tell you about the multiple uses for the shemag.
Welcome back to another video. Hopefully the sound's okay. The mic's decided to give up on me, but I'm here to tell you the multiple uses for a shemag, because I keep mentioning in videos how it's a multi-tool for preppers and for survival. So I wanted to go through and show you the types of things I could potentially use this for. So the first one is quite easy. It's just a scarf, and I'm literally just going to take it like that, pop it around like that, and I like to throw one over the back. Sometimes that can either stay loose down there to give you a bit of protection, or you can tuck it up inside there, and that's pretty much it. It can also be a face covering to stop any dust particles or anything getting through.
Remember, Riot fans, your face covering is not an optional extra.
It's of course easily made into a head covering as well, providing shade, keeping you cool. And you could potentially wick this into water and do the same thing. Cool water with it evaporating around your neck will keep you cool, and cool water evaporating just over your head will also keep you cool.
In need of a pressure bandage? No worries, just get your shemag, tie a knot in the centre, strap it round as a normal bandage, and this knot will now apply direct pressure to the wound.
Or you might just need a regular bandage of some sort.
Did that pesky lefty hit you with a bottle? Not to worry. Well, all you need is your shemag, and that will fix it right up. There you go, much better.
Can also be a makeshift tourniquet by tying a knot in it so it's in a loop like this around the affected limb, and a piece of wood through there, and we're just going to keep twisting. Maybe a smaller piece of wood would have been easier, and it will cut off that blood supply for that. Obviously, this is only in a very dire emergency. Ideally, if you needed a tourniquet, you've already got one.
Don't forget to clean it after medical use, chaps.
Can of course be used as a water pre-filter. So we can pop it over this, and it's not a filter, but it will take big chunks of stuff out. If we slowly run that through there, you can see all the stuff collected there, and one little particle got through, but definitely a good pre-filter before you have to actually filter the water. Now another thing, while we've got the water out, is we can use this to collect water, because it's very absorbent and wicking. We can put it into water or a puddle or anything like that, and let it just absorb all that water, or as much as we can, and then squeeze it off into our clean container. Which obviously this isn't a clean container, but you can see how easily that picks up quite a bit of water. So if it's a shallow puddle, if you're really desperate for the water source, a really shallow river, something like that, it could be a way of gathering a lot. And we only used one corner of it for that, and there's still quite a bit in there. You could twist and get all of that out. Now for big containers of water as well, or big bodies of water, if you run this whole thing from one elevated position of water into a lower position, it will soak up this through and drop into the lower position, which will naturally filter it, pre-filter it through all the cloth and gather water that way as well. Super handy to have around camp as well for picking hot things up off the stove or off the fire, as well as being a potential source of fire. This will split down and you can take pieces of this to make char cloth. You can take a piece of this to start your actual fire, makes really good kindling. Whether you want to tear up your shemag or not, depends on how emergency the situation is, right? Now the other thing with the shemag as well, you can get a thread from it. There you go. And now I can use that thread with a needle and repair some clothes or stitch something up with that. And if needs be, you can go full Indiana Jones. Find yourself a handy plank of wood and just wrap the end up like so. When you're happy with it, dip it into something flammable, you get your lighter, and you've got yourself a torch. Special effects. Now the list really does go on, and it's as big as your imagination can be. The good thing about these are they are so long, you can literally use them for multi-purpose. Even if it was just a case of a piece of rope to tie around you as a makeshift belt to hang some equipment off, or over your backpack, or tied to your backpack, something like that. If you get the right colours, it's quite a decent camouflage as well, should you need it. I've genuinely used this as a blanket. I'm one of those that even in high heat I need to have something on me, so I've used it as a blanket. I've used it as a pillow by wrapping up spare clothes and stuff like that inside it and making it into a pillow for the evening. And when you've completely had enough, you can even use it as your little hobo haversack. These are also available in bright colours. Now some people would say have a bright coloured one as well, so you can use it as a signal flag and stuff like that for rescue and attention, stuff like that. I don't actually do that. I don't have one like that. Maybe it's something I should consider, but I do have multiple of them. Usually all these green, earthy colours sort of thing. But they are genuinely, they should be in everybody's kit, one if not more. Should have, I would say, 2 or 3. Especially if you look at some of the uses, would only be a one-time thing. If you're plugging up someone's wound that needs pressure with this, you're not going to want it back for wicking water an hour later. So yeah, just consider a couple of them. They're low price, it's a really budget prep, and it is genuinely a multi-tool. There's 1,000,001 uses for it. I can't show you all of them because of YouTube.
Now, old chap, calm down, it's not cricket.
But we've had a bit of fun showing you them ones, so hopefully you take something away, and hopefully if you've not got a shemag in your kit, now's your time to get one. Now go and get them from your army surplus store, your local shop, your local bug out shop. If you've got anything like that nearby, go down, you'll find them at really good prices. I will pop a link below for anyone that hasn't got that nearby, so if you want to use that, then feel free to. It's an affiliate link, full disclosure. Genuinely, this is the one thing that would be not just in my kit bag, it's my EDC. There's nothing conspicuous about just wearing a scarf like that. Even if it was warm and you didn't want to wear it, this bundles up and it'll fit in one of my coat pockets. And I genuinely always keep one with me. And I hope I never have to emergency bandage somebody. I hope I never have to put something heavy in it. But I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And that is the shemag. No sponsors, anything like that. It's just an awesome bit of kit that everybody should have. This is the poor man's version of a wood burning stove. You're not a prepper if you've not got a wood burning stove, apparently.
Well, I've got one, so you just suck, Mike.
But this is the poor man's version of that, whereas for me, you're not a prepper unless you've got at least one shemag, probably 3 or 4. Looking forward to your comments on this one. Please let me know what you think below. Also, if you've already got 1 or 2 or 3, let me know how many you've got below and what inventive ways have you ended up using them. Look forward to reading some of these. I'll see you in the next one.